Hello, everybody. Welcome to Internship 101, the next level. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Teams is acting up today, so we're going to just go ahead and get started so we don't waste any time. So just a quick overview of our mission of the University Career Center. We are here to provide quality educational programs that enable every student and alumni to achieve their fullest potential in the pursuit of advanced education and high-skill employment in order to bridge to future careers and lifelong learning. Just a quick introduction of our team. We have Brianna Hobbs, the Assistant Director, Kayla Hamilton, our Coordinator, Amy Howell, Administrative Assistant, and I am Alyssa Ungerman, another Administrative Assistant. Amy will be monitoring the chat and the Q&A, but we also have Brianna and Kayla on this call as well. Here is an overview of our presentation today. We will be talking about opportunities, performance, networking, negotiating, and resources to help you turn your internship into a full-time job. If you have any questions, head over to the Q&A section. Feel free to introduce yourself as well. You can say your name, your major, if you've ever had an internship before. And if you have any insights, we'd love to hear that as well. As always, please keep your comments respectful. So why internships? Well, internships provide many possibilities for you, as well as experiences and benefits such as skill building, trial and error, and networking and applying learning from your classroom. So just a quick poll. What percentage of internships were converted into full-time jobs in 2019? So I have some choices for you. You can put 25, 35, 55, or 75. So just put those answers in the Q&A section, and I'll give about a minute or maybe half a minute for you all to make your decision. Okay, so if you answered 55%, you are correct. Obviously, with COVID this year, this number will probably change just with the way the job market is going right now. But hopefully, once we recover from this, we'll see this number go back to hopefully 55% and hopefully grow in the future as well. So let's start with opportunities when you think about turning your internship into a full-time job. So remember that it is never too late for an internship, whether you're just starting out in college or maybe you're entering your last semester. It's really never too late. That's what I always like to tell students. Recruiting timelines can vary by company and industry, so just make sure you know what those look like. Connect with a recruiter at the company you're interested in and ask them about those timelines. Luckily, a lot technically roll a lot of the time. So if you are entering your last semester, there should still be opportunities out there for you. Additionally, make sure you manage your time while applying. So make sure you keep a schedule for yourself. Try your best to balance your school activities, your classwork, and your internship responsibilities. So when we are thinking about opportunities, we want to weigh our options. How do we weigh our options? Well, first you need to know where to start. If you're unsure about maybe the area you want to go into, or if you have decided your major but you're not sure the specific area within your major you want to go into, you'll need to start early and seek help. So, for example, maybe you are a pre-med student, but you don't know which medical field you want to go into. You'll need to start early and start exploring, do you want to do pediatrics or do you want to do optometry? So the earlier the better is the best method to go, and you can seek out different internship opportunities to go into and experience so you get a feel for what you're really interested in. If you're nearing your graduation date, you need to make sure that you choose an internship closest to the full-time job that you do want. This will provide the most opportunities for the internship to turn into a full-time job. Second, does the internship opportunity meet your goals? So think about your goals, what you hope to accomplish, and does that opportunity really fit with your professional and your personal goals. And lastly, do you want a paid internship or do you want an unpaid internship? So there are benefits to both. Um, Financially, if you do really need a paid internship, and you see your budget and you know that you need something where you'll earn an income, obviously that is going to be the better option for you. But sometimes an unpaid experience can be just as valuable as earning money. So you need to evaluate whether or not the unpaid internship is something you can financially handle, but will also be the best experience for you to move into a full time career. So, when we're starting out with strategically planning to turn your internship into a full time job, you're going to want to stand out and become an ideal candidate for that job. So, we're going to talk about SMART goals, managing yourself at work, knowing your limits, asking questions, and communicating your accomplishments. SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time based. So, instead of just saying, I want to do a good job at my internship. That's really not that specific. You want to think about, I want to finish 3 projects by the end of my internship. And that's also measurable because you're specifically choosing 3. It's also attainable because that should be a relatively easy goal to match by the end of your internship. Um, Obviously, it's relevant because those projects will be related to the internship that you are involved in. And it's also time based because you set a time limit for yourself by finishing it by the end of your internship. It's always important to manage yourself at work. You want to develop strong work habits, know your priorities during your internship, and understand how you work best. So, making sure that you set aside the amount of time that you need to finish your projects, but also giving yourself enough downtime to recover, recuperate, uh, maybe even spend some time networking. And remember to always ask questions at work uh, to make sure that you understand exactly what you need to do. And that helps you manage your time best by figuring out specifically your priorities. It's also really important to know your limits during your internship. It's fine to professionally say no. So how you do this is say that your supervisor approaches you and you are excited to take on more work. You think it's going to make yourself look better, but uh, it's not always the most beneficial because if you take on extra responsibilities, but you can't finish all of them, that's going to make it look worse than better. Even though you'll seem like a go-getter, if you don't finish it, it's not exactly a good thing. So make sure you're prioritizing your internship projects before you take on extra responsibilities, and that'll be more beneficial for you than taking on a lot of stuff and not being able to get any of it done. Also, make sure you lock in a schedule. It's important to set aside the appropriate amount of time to get your projects done and spend time networking in the workplace. Lastly, is to communicate your accomplishments. So there's more to just completing a project. You have to be able to communicate how you were successful in the project. So there's a difference between I helped develop several spreadsheets and I helped develop several spreadsheets which showed the financial growth of the company. So going back to the SMART goals, it's identifying the specifics of what you accomplished during your internship. So next is networking. We're going to talk about mentorship, informational interviewing, company etiquette and cultural norms, taking advantage of LinkedIn, and knowing the timing of asking for a full-time job. So mentorship can be really important during an internship. Mentors can be sounding boards and you can bounce ideas off of them for an unfiltered opinion. They're able to provide you information, resources, and knowledge that you may not be able to access anywhere else in the company. Mentors can also be trusted advisors and be able to connect you to people that you also may not have access to easily in the company. And mentors also are able to find ways to stimulate personal and professional growth for you within the workplace. Informational interviewing can be really significant when you're trying to discover whether or not you want to move into a full time role in the company. So make sure to reach out to people within and outside your area of your internship. Just some quick tips on how to ask and prepare for an informational interview. Make sure you follow company etiquette for communication, which we'll talk about in just a second. Introduce yourself and give a quick summary of what you hope to learn. So if you set that goal ahead of time, the person that you're contacting will kind of have a better idea of what you want to talk about so they can prepare. And make sure you prepare plenty of questions beforehand, but make sure you respect their time. So if you only set aside about 30 minutes to meet with them and talk with them, you probably don't want to prepare 20 questions. Make sure you narrow those questions down, maybe choose 5 instead, so there's plenty of time to ask the questions and discuss the answers with the person you're contacting. So company etiquette and cultural norms, when you're just communicating with other people and networking, uh, do your best to learn how people usually communicate within the company, and figure out what is the best form of communication. So that could be email, instant messaging, phone calls, or maybe it's even just stopping by somebody's office and having a chat. LinkedIn is probably one of the best tools to maintain your contacts and grow your network. So make sure that you have developed a LinkedIn profile, reach out regularly, and share your interests and accomplishments on your profile and with people within your company. Um, LinkedIn also gives you the ability to maintain notes or reminders on your relationships with different contacts, and you can personalize it as little or as much as you want. If you want more information on how to enhance your LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn provides many video trainings on their website, and you can also find plenty of articles out there for that information. Timing really is everything when you are networking and starting to negotiate for a full time job. First, you want to learn when the company's most active hiring period occurs. So, if it's maybe spring or fall, that's when you want to communicate right before that starts and reach out to your contacts. That way, you're fresh in their mind and they know that you are interested and enthusiastic about a position at their company. Um, Additionally, if you're entering into your last semester, it's also strategic to reach out during that time because once you graduate, obviously you are going to be fully available for a full-time position in the near future. And remember, the stronger the professional relationship, the more likely people will speak highly of you and aid you in your full time job search or negotiation. I like to say that hopefully, the amount of effort you put in with a person, they will also equally give back that same amount of effort when they're trying to help you. So now it's time to negotiate for that full time job. You're going to want to schedule that final meeting with your supervisor or maybe a recruiter or an HR representative. Be prepared for this meeting. You want to identify the accomplishments that you were able to complete during your internship. Consider the value that you can bring to the company and figure out how to best communicate your excitement for possibly working full time at the company. You want to make sure your intentions are clear by asking for the position. If the company wasn't sure about your intentions before, just by you saying that you are interested, they definitely know now that you are excited to work for them full time. If you work for a smaller company, there may be some challenges that can occur, um, and there may not be as many openings as you would like, just because there may not be as much turnover or as many openings just because it's smaller. So, as you're exiting your internship, just clarify that you would like to be considered for future openings. Again, just emphasizing your excitement for the company, that you really enjoyed working for them as an intern and would love to possibly work for them full time. Ask to stay in touch with them and make sure you check in right before graduation to see if there are openings. And who knows, maybe they know of a similar company that they have contacts at that they could connect you with for a full time opportunity as well. Some other options that you could look into, if maybe the area your internship was in doesn't necessarily have openings, you can research positions in other areas of the company that your supervisor or your mentor could possibly recommend you for. So make sure you're always keeping an open mind. Don't necessarily get stuck in just the area that you're in, because there are also plenty of opportunities that can pop up in other places. So just a quick reminder that our Career Center website has a really great resource page. You can access Handshake there, Vault, strengths assessments, career assessments if you're not sure where you're at right now. So I just wanted to highlight that really quick for you all. And Amy, I don't know if there are any questions, but we will take questions at this time.
Alice, I'm not seeing any questions in here at this time.
Okay. So we went a little fast. I don't know if any of my other team members have anything to add to the content, any tips or tricks to turning your internship into a full-time job or anything like that.
Hi, Alyssa. I would just add that, building those connections and my connection is giving me the bad connection sign, so I apologize. But I would just add that building those connections while you're there is so important, and try to build genuine connections. And so the thing about being an intern in any kind of company is that you're kind of like the newbie, or the odd man out sometimes. And so building genuine connections versus forced connections is really how people get those opportunities. So just being yourself, asking questions, being open to feedback, I think that's some of the best ways that students can, go in there and actually show their worth to the company. And so just be yourself and relax, and, be persistent with some of the different suggestions that Alyssa provided today.
Thanks. That's really great advice. And I definitely agree with that. It's definitely important to build those genuine connections, because surface level stuff, like it's not necessarily going to um, get you the recommendations or the references that you need.
Agreed. I'm still checking the Q&A also, and I'm not seeing any come in at this time.
Okay, thank you, Brianna. So with that, we can give it maybe another minute just to allow some time for any questions or maybe some comments from the students that are still in here with us. Okay, so thank you all so much for attending. We hope that this was helpful, and we hope you have a restful weekend and a restful Thanksgiving, and hopefully that your finals go well and the rest of your semester goes well. And we do want to just emphasize and announce that we are going to have an internship fair coming next semester. This will be the first time that we have done this, so we're really excited for that. So keep an eye out for that, and we hope to see you there. We hope to see you at any future events that we will have in the spring.